What's up, guys? Back for another episode of Barbells and Banter. So today we spoke about, we gave a little training update. Then we spoke about men being shit in the gym. So have a listen to that, especially if you're a dude, just so that you don't do the things that we're talking about here, so that everyone can live harmoniously in the gym together. And then we talked about one of the key factors to transforming your physique, which is tracking your data and knowing what data points to track and why they're so important. And we went through absolutely everything that we track that's in our check-ins that helps us, make the best decisions for everyone to keep them progressing towards their goals. Before we get going, Strong and Lean in 16 is live. If you want to transform your physique, lose centimeters around your waist, drop body fat, build a strong and lean physique that you've always wanted, jump on the website, submit an application, have a call with me, and we'll run over some things, put a plan together, and show you how we're going to transform your physique in the next 16 weeks. Before we get to the episode, I won't hold you for much longer. Hit the like, share, and the follow button. Does a lot to sending out the message to other people just like yourself. Okay, enjoy the episode. Have you changed something?
He's proud of it.
Okay. Yeah.
No, the cameras are exactly the same.
How come the clips look
What are
different?
you doing different?
Yeah.
What do you mean different?
Like
better?
yeah,
Better?
absolutely. Yeah, but I don't know, I feel like the colors, the quality was different, the shot.
You're saying better or worse?
No, it was better. I was like, yeah. Or maybe it was like an overcast day that day.
It's not bright.
And then it was dark in here. Or maybe it was dark in here and that's why. I don't know. It just looked different. I liked it.
I'm gonna have a look.
Yeah. It looked good. I was like, has Tam got another new lens? This guy. Has he got another new camera?
Maybe it's.
How many cameras you got?
Maybe it's a laptop.
I can't see.
Hey, the laptop's a thing, man. And here it is. The laptop's a thing. You know why it's a thing? Because the podcast flowed exactly how I wanted it to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, just me derailing you.
Well, if we couldn't,
if
we could not talk shit for an hour today, that would be lovely.
I spoke too much. Yeah.
No, we're good.
I think I had my coffee in the first one. It was
Yeah.
a bad choice.
We're good. So it's fine. That's fine. I feel like I haven't spoken to you actually spoken to you all week.
You've been spoken to me a lot.
No, yeah, we just talk. It's always work stuff though.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
hey man, about this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Even when we jumped on the Q&A, I was like, hey, it's Jason.
Yeah.
I've seen Jason 6 times, but I still...
Hey guys.
It's like, hey.
How are you? I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's one of those weeks.
we'll probably talk about Thailand on the other podcast.
Yeah, better.
Yeah. I've got so many.
You can train more there?
Mate, it's the bear shit in the woods. This guy.
I just try to make it about
All
training.
I'm gonna do.
Just try to make it about training. So then we can talk about
the
it
f-
now. I'm excited.
I am 100% going to be training. So it's like, where's the itinerary so I know where I need to be in the morning?
Yeah.
And then wherever the dinner is, and in between that, I'm going to the gym.
Oh.
Yeah. We've got to take advantage of being some of the biggest people in the town.
True.
Yeah. We have to.
So meat restaurants?
It's just like God complex.
Yeah.
We just have to feed it. Just throw
So-
kerosene on it.
Alright. So I'm now dieting for 14 days before we go and wearing my smallest singlets.
I reckon I can do like 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm still pushing. I'm still pushing for the next. I'm getting to that stage now where like the belt is on the last circle, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So if I move it back, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
2 notches from when I first started last year.
Yeah.
But it's getting tough.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I've got to do a vacuum to get it in. I'm like, is this gonna give me a hernia?
Yeah, it could.
Yeah. So we're getting to that
It's really
stage.
hard to brace breath when you can't breathe.
Yeah, well, we're getting to that stage, so now I've got to take it back, and I'm like, fuck, how long do I run this for? But it's all right, I'll be fine.
Acceptable tolerance of 1 belt move.
Yeah. I feel like this week's been crazy. My appetite has been garbage.
Interesting.
Yeah, like yesterday, I had 2 meals, but I just couldn't eat, like at all. I just couldn't.
What do you got over there?
Couldn't stomach it.
They'll be bringing no Rona in here.
Me? No,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Oh, he doesn't eat. He must be sick.
100%.
But I woke up today and I ate first thing in the morning.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I ate the day before. I reckon I ate too much the day before.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sent it a little hard.
Well, yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Got a ninja recipe.
Yeah, cool.
Got a bunch of them, actually.
Fire away.
So, cinnamon scroll.
Cinnamon scroll.
Yeah, very good.
Brown sugar in it?
Negative. Please
Shit.
hold.
That's shit then. You bring something up, bring up a topic, and then not be prepared.
I got excited, okay? And then I was like, I'll be able to remember what's in it. I cannot remember what's in it. Vanilla whey.
Yep.
Unsweetened almond milk.
Yep.
Cinnamon. Vanilla extract. Sugar-free maple syrup.
Oh, yeah?
Sweetener to taste.
Yeah.
And a pinch of, I don't know if I say this right. Is it xanthan gum?
Xanthan gum? I don't even
Is that
know.
how you would say it?
What the fuck is that? Is that
The gum that's in everything.
emulsifier?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that. That's our word of the day.
Emulsifiers word of the day.
That's pretty big.
Because we don't know how to say it.
Lots of syllables.
If that's actually pronounced correctly.
Xanthan.
So that's good.
Oh, xanthan's in the gums, yeah? Like
Yeah.
chewing gum, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm getting there.
Vanilla latte is also very good.
Vanilla latte. So it's got coffee?
Yeah. Decaf instant.
Yeah. Bit of vanilla.
Yep.
That first one that you said, like, I make that already. I just don't call it. It doesn't have
cinnamon roll?
Yeah, it just doesn't have the cinnamon in it. Yeah, but I use vanilla maple protein. That's a great base.
I feel like that should and would slap with the instant coffee in it as well.
You don't like peanut butter, but doing the last mix in,
So,
when you do the final mix in, like so you've blended the cream in, then you put your peanut butter in it, and then you blend it.
Ooh. Okay.
Because it makes the ice cream really thick. Like you can literally stick a spoon in it and tip it upside down, and it won't move.
Yeah. So I use the ice cream, not the light cream usually, and it does it anyway. But I did make chocolate peanut butter ice cream.
Oh, that'll slap.
Yesterday. It was very good.
That'll slap, yeah.
Didn't have any. It had vanilla extract in it as well, and I'd run out.
Yeah.
So I just doubled the cacao.
Yeah, cacao's good. Cacao, I use the mousse. You know that aeroplane jelly does like a mousse. So a bit of cacao in like a serve of that. And then, with chocolate protein. Chocolate ice cream protein from Bulk Nutrients. Because it actually tastes like chocolate ice cream when you drink it. So when you mix it, it's quite nice.
I'm Team Optimum Nutrition.
Yeah.
Because it's like within $2 a kilo.
Yeah.
Similar. And I can just buy it from Chemist Warehouse when I want it.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't drink that, It gives me a sore stomach.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I had 2 scripts on the way here and I've seen
becoming sensitive.
So
I'm hitting that age. I'm becoming sensitive. 37. That's it.
That's it.
Body just like what you like, King.
Yeah. Stick to it. Yeah. So I've gone from 500 calories for my ice cream to 240 for all of them. So shuffle some,
so easy.
Put some nutrients earlier in my day because my core is low cal, and we were talking about it on the YouTube video that went out yesterday. That's last week now. You should go watch it. I need more food in the afternoon, otherwise I get snacky.
Yeah. I don't eat very much in the morning either, but I train in the morning, so it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should eat more in the morning because I train.
I think I'm just used to not.
So I'm still doing the dry cereal with golden syrup.
Dry cereal?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Rice bubbles has probably been the best. Rice bubbles with golden syrup on it.
Yep.
Sultana brand went pretty good. And I'm on Just Right at the moment. Also pretty good.
Yep. Yeah. I'll probably going to bring cereal back.
50 grams with 20 grams of golden syrup on top.
Yeah.
Pre-workout.
Yeah.
With a coffee.
That's a win. Yeah. I got to bring my food residue down.
So it's like, why am I having a carb powder? This is stupid.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to go the other way. I'm trying to bring my residue down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm just getting full from like the volume.
Yep.
Yeah. So like a big bowl of rice and mince, it's massive. Yeah. And then you have a big bowl of core. You know, you have a couple of pieces of toast and like 800 egg whites. And I'm like, fuck, I'm full. And I've only eaten 3 times. Yeah. So I'm like, nah, something's got to change. I've got to bring it down to tighten it up a bit. You know, get the calorie density up. Mm-hmm. So I know you had your big moment during the week. You can share it with everyone.
Yeah.
But I also had a I'm big moment.
I'm big as in like I'm famous.
No, as in I'm.
Or you're just large human.
I finally have enough muscle mass.
What happened?
So there was this guy at the gym when we were younger, and I used to. Do you remember Darren?
Yep.
Do you remember the shorter one though? The jacked one. So he had a mate, and they used to train together, and because they were older than me, they were jackeder than I was.
Of course,
because I wasn't jacked.
Only because they were older than you.
Well, they had more time under the barbell,
and
I was a kid just trying to get jacked.
Yeah.
And I remember I was always like, fuck, I can't wait to be that big, you know. So I'm at the gym the other day, and this guy just keeps looking over at me. I'm like, fuck, he looks familiar. And then he walks up to me, he's like, fuck yeah. Now he's like, what have you been doing? And I was like, and I realized who it was. And I was like, hey man, how? He's like, fuck bro, you're huge. And I was like, he's like, what are you doing? I said, well, I just didn't stop.
Yeah.
You know, because he's like, I haven't seen you in like 8 years. And I said, yeah, I just haven't stopped. I said, like, you know, whatever. And then in the same sentence, crushed my feelings. So he's like, oh, you look good, you know, and then because he's a bodybuilder, so you know when you talk with bodybuilders, like they just automatically start breaking your physique down.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, good chest, good this. He's like, look, mate, he goes, you get a bit more triceps on you, and a thicker back, and he's like, and you'll be fucking perfect. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, I fucking know, motherfucker.
Yeah. Thanks, King. I hate myself.
Yeah, but it was still kind of cool. He walked away, and I was like, I wanted to be bigger than that guy when I was younger.
Yeah, it's sick.
It was fucking fun.
That's really cool.
It was kind of cool. So
yeah, I was out.
That lasted about 30 seconds, and I looked in the mirror, and I'm like, fuck you, piece of shit.
Stared at your back and you tried.
Yeah, I went like that. I was like, get back to fucking work.
Yeah, I went through the checkout at local IGA the other day. So I figured out the secret. I felt like how to feel bigger than you are, like more famous.
Wear tighter clothes.
Move to a really small town where there's one gym. So yeah, I was at the checkout and this guy's like, "You Ben Scott?" And I was like, "I don't know. Am I? I don't know if I want to be this guy."
Yeah, bro.
Maybe not.
Is your name? No.
Yeah, probably not. Depends what era of my life you know me from. And he's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, I see Body Blitz share your stuff all the time. You're a really big guy." And I was like, "Mate, you've just made my entire life."
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, but obviously, I just went real shy instead. But inside, I was like, I went Super Saiyan on the inside, and I turned into a 12-year-old girl on the outside.
But then as soon as they walk away, you're just like, fuck.
The swagger on the way out of the shopping center was something else.
All these years.
Yeah. But then he's like, "Oh, so do you like own the place? Like, what's the?" And I was like, "Oh, all right, I've clocked it."
This guy.
I've
Get his number?
Clocked
Sounds like he wants to go on a date with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through that. I'm gonna go through that guy's register every time at IJ. And he was on the long one as well, like the express lane. Yeah. I don't care. I'll wait.
Yeah. Do this for my fans.
Want me to sign something for you, bro?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I finally nailed my coffee setup as well.
I thought you nailed it.
Nah, but remember I was talking about how we've got the grind and the time.
You're still trying to get it perfect.
Yeah, so because it's different for like single shot, double shot.
Yeah.
Completed it, mate.
Yeah. I
Completed
need to reset my water. There's too much. But
yeah. So I've got the water down. Mate, this took fucking forever. Because when you got to get like the water, but then you got to time the pour through.
Yeah.
With the weight.
Yeah.
So it was like a sweet side. Tell you what though, it was a fucking exciting challenge to conquer.
Yeah, I bet.
Because every day, because I didn't want to waste my coffee because I'm tight ass.
Yeah.
So
you
I
still
was
drank it as it was.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna get you tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So you're like one notch. So it's like in my head, I had this like formula happening. So I'm like, cool, one notch down the grind. Like 2.2 of a gram, or I'll go from 9.2 to 9.4. Yeah. And then, once it got to 9.5 and the grind of 3, between 3 and 4, and then just like hit that pour button, hit that timer. It was about 27 seconds on the pour, and I just looked at him. I'm like, got you. Defeated you.
Yeah. I win.
Creme-based.
Did you see my coffee this morning?
It was pretty good.
Not bad?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Good creme.
I just have to stop it a little bit early.
Yeah, I can't see.
If I fix that, I'm good.
I can't see the distance of the creme because mine's not see-through.
Yeah.
It's very aesthetic when you can see into the cup.
Yeah, I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, but I've got the white.
Because I have no tools. And so what I've also noticed with the water, I have to like dampen the coffee by feel.
Yeah.
So if I go a little bit light, it overflows the cup.
Yeah.
If I go too heavy.
Yeah, it takes forever to go through. It's like dribbling out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got it right now so that the tamping is always the same. Because as soon as it goes in the thing and I just press down on it, like the pressure's the pressure. So I've standardized the pressure. So now if the grind amount had to be good. So there was a couple of times I went a bit too far and I'm just like, press the button. I'm like, where the fuck is the water, man? Yeah. It's literally just like,
too hard.
Yeah, like literally like 4 drops.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
When I first got this coffee, the machine, I did that heaps.
Yeah.
But I went from the industry to the Padre and I reckon it was 4 coffees. And it's perfect. It's just too much water.
Yeah. Not anymore though. Completed it, mate.
Yeah. Tick.
You can talk. I know you're
No,
like.
that's it. I'm done. I'm just like looking at the laptop, like, what's on there?
I know today you're like. I know today's like. I'll go shut the fuck. You're sweet, bro.
I have my coffee before
Yeah.
the next episode,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
don't
yeah.
interrupt.
Did you
Be calm.
Did you read that article about like how men should be banned from the gym?
No, I saw the heading and I just didn't
Look,
bother.
to be look, so I did the same thing, and I got probably maybe 3 paragraphs in,
Yeah.
and then I was like, it's kind of boring. It's like
Yeah.
too much for me. Like it's too, like yeah. Anyway, however, the sentiment I get because we talk about it all the time,
Oh, just like
and
groups.
like when we talk to Jess, like
Yeah.
the sentiment is very, very similar.
Yep.
So this person's sharing their personal experience of the discomfort of men's behavior in the gym, including unsolicited advice and obviously intrusive
Yeah.
behavior.
Yeah.
So I can get it from that perspective. Like she feels intimidated, and I don't know if like over in England like they don't have women's only gyms, but she was like there should be a space.
No Fernwoods.
Well, she said there should be is it inclusive place or exclusive?
It's kind
Sorry.
of exclusive, yeah.
Yeah, exclusive place where women can work out. And I was like, I'm not sure if they have those over there.
Yeah.
So it's like there's
To
plenty.
be fair, all the ones here suck.
Yeah, but they're always an
No
afterthought.
offense.
No, but they're always an afterthought too. And like if a gym has a area that's
But I mean,
for,
like Fernwood, it's like it's not
it's made for
Muscle City, is it?
no, but it's made for a demographic.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
if you look at the ladies' gym at Platinum, like that's trash, bro.
I agree.
It's just like
But
the
if-
machines that they don't want in the main gym.
If you're a athlete, say take Jess for example. If you're Jess and you're
Oh, yeah,
like,
she
you know
can't
what,
go-
I just want to be left the fuck alone today, and I want to go somewhere and train.
If you're a trained woman
Like where
with
do you go?
experience
Where
who
do you
has
go?
goals, yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You just have to put it
Yeah.
up. Yeah. So
Go
I
to-
kind of got it from that perspective.
Go to Ustra.
So
You're safe.
these are the key quotes, right? So I've done my homework. And I feel like I'm being very neutral on this. Like I get it. Unfortunately, because when I read the article, I was like, this fucking woman. Right? You know? and then once I got into it, I was like, it's the same thing over and over again. It's just like fucking weirdos ruining it for the rest of
Yeah.
us. It's the reason why you and I can't even just smile and like just watch someone at the gym like who's got good form or just be like, hey,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah.
Like that's it, you know. It's because of these fucking weirdos, bro. So I've lost count on the number of times I've been interrupted mid-exercise by a man telling me I'm doing it wrong. Boys, stop. Like seriously, mid-exercise?
Yeah.
Like,
I would headbutt you.
yeah. I don't think I would ever walk up to someone.
Anyone ever?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
true. But just like mid-exercise as well.
Yeah. But
You'd
no,
be
that's what I mean. Like anyone that's mid-set,
Nah.
and if you did it to me,
that's like
hands.
it doesn't matter what you're doing. Yeah, like no. And the male gaze is ever present, making me feel more like I'm on display than focusing on my fitness. It's a really well written sentence. A woman-only space would mean we could get on with our workouts without constant feeling of being watched or judged. She mustn't have a female. They mustn't have female-only gyms there.
So I was thinking about this the other day. Is there, if you go into any gym, there is a certain and like broad spectrum. This is not defending dickheads in the gym. A jacked. So I'll get there.
It's okay.
CrossFit's a really good example.
Man needs coffee.
I find men's CrossFit meh. I find the women's CrossFit just like, what the fuck is going on? Because there's such a smaller percentage of the population that look the way that they look, can do what they do.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
it's more fascinating.
Yeah, like I've been in the gym and like a tradie walks in that's never trained and you're like, motherfucker just outbenched me.
Yeah.
Like there's just heaps of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to see a jacked, strong woman in the gym, I feel like it's naturally going to attract
There's not many of them.
the gays because there's 3. You know what I mean? So I find that really interesting. Like there was a girl yesterday.
When you said gaze, you mean the look?
Yeah.
I was like,
That was the word used in the article.
No, I know. I was like,
not
just
homosexuals.
no, just for the people at home, just for the people at home, because I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I heard it as well, but I was going to let it go.
You attract the gays. What are we talking about?
That's another gym we can open. So there's a girl at my gym that's like, fuck, I don't know, 50 kilos wet, like tiny, shredded, and her partner's actually one of the PTs there. So on the glute thrust machine that we have, I move 4 or 5 plates.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure she had 4 aside, if not 5 aside.
Yep.
And I was like, these are not going to, like,
So
I need to see if she locks this out.
Now you're like, oh, it's fucking personal.
Yeah. Bro, like for 8, like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I looked up and her boyfriend was in the gym training someone. I was like, is she for real? And like, I would have said to her, like, this is insane.
Yeah, of course.
But I stopped to watch.
Yeah.
So I because it's such a rarity to see that.
Yeah. It's like, remember when we used to deadlift in Good Life and then the whole place would stop?
Yeah.
I was like, please don't do that. It's way too much pressure. It's way too much pressure to do that.
Yeah. So that's one little bit of a, like,
I absolutely agree.
Stand out so much more because there's so fewer
I think
examples of that.
For someone, if you go into the gym and you're a little bit anxious already, because like I get fucking mad social anxiety. I just don't show it.
Yeah.
And then when I come home, I'm like, why am I so tired? Or I just like hit a limit and I'm like, all right, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And I just walk out and don't say goodbye to anyone. So I'm like, sometimes I can be a bit like that, like a bit like, fuck, it's fucking people. You looking at me, at me, And I think that if you are even more anxious and not comfortable with a space like that, becomes even worse. Like
your default is confrontation. Or if you're a smaller female and it's larger men, that's danger.
Not confrontation.
No, but like you're expecting confrontation. I mean,
oh no, like you can just, but like all it takes is for you to lock eyes with someone for a second, and that might have only been a second, and you're like, fuck, are they looking at? Like, what, like, is there something wrong? Or, do I look funny or am I doing something wrong? Like, so they just, it magnifies, like, or it amplifies the feelings that they have.
Yeah. So if you add a safety element to that, 100% you can be like...
Oh, yeah. Like, if you're in an unsafe place where you can't protect yourself, I absolutely agree
you're
with
just
that.
you pick up the 40s and Bulgarian them, and the whole gym stops and looks at you.
Yeah, and then you look around, someone locks eyes with you for a second, you're like, it's fucking weirdos looking at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it. But I also get the fact that, like, if you have an impressive physique, people are going to look at you, man. Like, there's this one kid, he looks at me at the gym, but I'm like, I know because I was him.
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to, and like, he's young, he's there every day.
Yeah,
he's there every day, and I'm like not the biggest person ever, but, and that gym, this is why I still go there.
Yeah.
Because I am. Which shows how unimpressive the gym is.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But I know when I was a kid, I always looked at the jack dudes.
Yeah.
Like, I would always, because I'd just be like, fuck. Like, I can't wait to look like that.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting. But, so when these young kids look, I know it's not like a confrontation thing. I know they're just like...
They're not sizing you up.
They're like, oh, I can't wait kind of deal, But it's different when it's a guy looking at a girl. I think if two girls locked eyes, they might be okay with it. I mean, probably not because they default settings to hate each other. But or maybe if it was like someone who was like fit and in shape, and it was like someone who was like trying to get in shape, like maybe that'd be okay. But if it's like two fit bitches, like I don't know. I feel like
who's the king?
Queen,
whatever.
Yeah. They might be like, this is my gym or something. I don't know. I don't know how chicks work like that. Like, I treat people are like dogs. Men and men will fight each other, and women will fight each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
And then there will be some men who get along and some women who get along.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. But very rarely will a woman and a man fight. I don't know.
The spin-off is like, obviously, you don't have that guy's looking at me, what the fuck are you looking at?
Yeah, it's not a confrontation.
And then you get the DM, and then you get the like, and then I've got a bunch of stuff. Bunch of my girls
getting stopped mid-set. That's the biggest one.
A bunch of my girls collab me in posts, and I'll open my phone and it'll just be like, every post that's ever been collabed from that person, one person has liked all of them.
Yeah, it's
like, fuck, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a lot. So if you catch that eye contact and you're like, fuck, is that they're going to bail me up as I try and come out of the toilet, talk to me. It's like...
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at something that I did yesterday that I'll share with you after this.
Hopefully not like some girls post 18 posts of one girl in the gym.
No, it was from social media. But I can understand the sentiment here.
Yeah.
The boys need to lift their game. They need to be less weird. But on the other side, like, when you have an impressive physique, you have to understand that people are going to look. And like, even just using myself for an example, like if I walk into the gym and I'm wearing like a stringer and some short shorts, like, people are going to look. And I feel like there's a little bit of like, you got to be okay with that if that's what, and like, I know people are like, well, I should be able to wear whatever I want, whatever. But I'm like, well, eyes are made for looking too, you know? So there's a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, you're asking to limit normal responses.
Yeah.
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 It's challenging.
But don't interrupt people mid-set. Like that's
and,
like
and even then,
sin,
like
man.
looking and then making someone feel unsafe is different.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really think the way to chatting to someone is like telling them doing something wrong as well. You know what I mean? It's like, let me show you that I can help you. Like, I know, I get that's the sentiment, but it's not a good place to start. It's like,
how like socially acceptable is it? I wish it was more cultural in gyms here to just fist bump someone that was good.
I think there's probably gyms that exist. It's just like you got creative culture of that.
Yeah,
it doesn't exist in a big box gym. I don't think it's like pretty tough too. Or like maybe not. Like I feel like maybe at Good Life we would have done that at one point. Just because we're really tight knit on that side of the gym. Like you know the gym was divided in two. It was like cardio and classes, and then the other was gym floor and free weight area.
Yeah. So
I feel like everyone in that area, you could have done that. Yeah. But that was a manifestation of like the people that work there.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the time.
I'm still hesitant to be like, even the girl that was doing the glute thrust yesterday, super shy. Like, I've maybe got a hello out of her once. Like, I'm not walk up to her and be like, dude, that's so fucking impressive.
Great job. Yeah.
Would be terrifying.
Yeah. That doesn't exist today.
I've actually had feedback of like, I don't know if I talked about it on here, I asked the girl where she got a jumper from.
Yeah. And you said she was terrified.
She works with a friend of mine and was like, I was like, why is this guy coming to talk to me? I'm fucking shitting myself. Like, okay, I won't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's the tattoos, the jerseys, the muscles.
Of course,
yeah.
I asked this dude yesterday, how many sets he had on the leg press, and I know I tried. I even rehearsed it in my head.
I'm going to be nice to this person.
But it was so direct, and he was like, 2 rounds. And I was like, all right, try again, Jason.
Yeah.
Try again, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it. But, yeah, it's just a tough one. It comes down to, I think, men being less weird. And then, but also, on the other side, like, everybody understanding that people are going to look at you.
Yeah. It's just a vulnerable environment, too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because, like, I just wonder if that person feels as comfortable in a female place if, like, there was a bunch of fit chicks walking around and, like, they weren't fit. Like, would they feel just as comfortable? And those people if they stared at them and stuff, like, I feel like they still would feel the same. They just wouldn't feel unsafe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway. Probably butchered that.
No, I think it was good.
People are going to come for us.
That's okay. Let them.
All right. So, I want to talk about... So, we talked about nutrition last week. So... I've consulted with lots of people over the last 2 weeks, and so have you. And so has everyone on the team, because everyone's jumping on board, which is great to see.
Don't miss out.
So when you give someone the scorecard, or if they haven't done the scorecard, we do the self-assessment system where you're like, what kind of goals are you doing? What kind of goals do you have? Have you achieved in the past? Et cetera, et cetera. And what obstacles are getting in the way? I don't know about you, but a lot of the people that I sit down with, when I actually ask them if they've achieved the goals or not, and they say no, and then I ask them what they did, and then I ask how they tracked the success of the plan that they were doing, almost every single one of them, I don't track anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't assess anything. They track their body weight for a little bit, or maybe they write on a program and trend the performance of that. Like 2 metrics that you still want to have, but everything else is just missed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so today I was like, let's talk about all of these data points that are really important to transform your physique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a common thing with you?
Literally yesterday, I had a challenge graduate, and I was like, "What was she lost like fucking 7 centimeters off her waist."
Yeah, amazing. 30 days or whatever. That's crazy.
Just insane. And there was like 4 of them that did it.
Yeah.
All over 5 centimeters. Insane.
Imagine what can happen in 30 days, guys.
So, yeah, I was like, "What was your biggest takeaway?" She'd never tracked before.
Yeah.
So that was new.
Yeah.
It was very like eat healthy, low preservative, remove chemicals, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, just also
Also
eat a
track
deficit.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, like did that, but she was like, she'd followed programs, had PTs for years.
Yeah.
It was like, I've never had a program that I log my weights and can compare to last week.
No way.
I was like, that's
like the one thing.
amazing to me.
Yeah. Isn't that strange? Because you and I feel like that's the first thing everyone should do.
Yeah.
Like that's the first thing you should do before you even track calories and macros. Because like technically when you're a PT, like you're not really kind of qualified to do that, right?
Yeah. So it's just performance.
Yeah. So it's like the cornerstone of what you get taught.
Yeah.
Like at
Yep.
like at university in your PT course.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had 2 this week that both. The other one was like, I've always just chased like fat loss.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've had a program to refer to be like, oh, I'm getting stronger. This is cool. And then, the other one, it was like the whole concept of tracking was new. Yeah. And was like, it's why I got the result I did.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the data points. But the reason why tracking is so important is because it helps us make the best decisions for when you're not making the progress that you would like.
Yeah.
Or it also affirms that all of these hypothetical starting points that we've put together to, construct your plan are actually working.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like we work off really good frameworks, frameworks from training, frameworks from nutrition, obviously our experience and our knowledge. And you get this like starting blueprint and it's, based off the consultation too. So you put that out into practice. These data tracking show how effective that practice is.
Yeah.
And if you don't have these measurements of the data, you're essentially guessing or just hoping something's going to work out. And then that leads to a lot of frustration when, things aren't going your way. Because you can't even have constructive conversations about like what to help them with to overcome whatever it is that's stopping them.
Yeah.
Because there's just no information. Like if someone's not tracking their sleep or is not tracking their nutrition or is not tracking their training performance, it's like when you're not building the muscle you want, dropping the body fat you want, gaining the strength you want, we're going to sit down and be like, so are you doing this, and that? And they say no. It's like we have to start with that first before we can even make a change.
How often do you get like rate your nutrition out of 5 this week and it's a 3? Oh, I fucked up, did this.
I had one meal.
And then you scroll down and you're like, did you not track? Like what you're saying up here and you're within fucking 2%.
Yeah. It's like
of the averages of the week.
I went to my grandma's and had one meal.
Yeah. And you look at the metrics, you're like,
yeah.
You either didn't track the poor behavior that you're telling me or the poor behavior in your head is not actually making a difference.
Absolutely.
And then chill the fuck out.
Yeah, and like how powerful is that coaching conversation as well? So had a very similar conversation with a client yesterday. So work schedules changed for the acute period and like just hasn't been able to get to the gym. Like he's been trying to get up in the morning, gets called at 4 a.m., got to go to work. Yeah. He's like, I can't get there. So he's like, I've still been walking and I've still been tracking my food.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I'm still losing weight.
Yeah.
I was like, awesome. Like try and get to the gym when you can. But if you can't, make sure we show up in these areas so we can still win.
Yeah.
You don't track anything. You give up. You throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can't assess if you're making progress. Like I'd have said to them, like he kind of just needed that verbal kind of sign off that he's doing everything he could. He's like, oh, I feel shit. And I'm like, I know I feel shit. Because you are wanting to
have high standards.
Yeah. Operate in this manner. And we've done so great. Like I think he's like 7.5 kilos down a month.
Yeah.
So I said, sweet, we're still working. Let's just, live here at the moment and show up for, 100% of what we have.
Yeah.
And he was like, sweet. But if you don't have the measurement and the data and all that stuff to do that, they just like, I'm failing. So then it's like, all right, I'm fucking throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
And saying, fuck this.
Not doing the walking, not doing the food.
Not doing it. Yeah, just it's not worth it. because I'm not making any progress.
Yeah.
So it's just, there's so many powerful like things that come from tracking. It's not just because let's be real. The reason people don't do it is because of their mindset when things don't go the way they want to.
Yep. Yep.
It's kind of like, I don't know if you get it, but someone might it's like the check-in. Like they think it's just like a gas up all the time sometimes.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, I'm so excited for the check-ins every week. And I'm like, I like that. But in my head, I'm like, there's going to be a time when I'm going to tell you what you need to hear.
Yeah.
And that may not be
Fun.
the gas up that
Yeah.
you are expecting.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a similar sentiment when they look at the measurements. It's like, you need to have a really cool head when shit's not going your way. Because there's just so many things playing at the same game at the same time when we're trying to get in shape.
Yeah.
It's like our body's actually trying to work against us to stop it.
Yeah.
So you have to be real. And there's so many influences, things just like your body weight alone. We have to be real with the idea that it's not moving in the right direction sometimes. And then what we have is the best data to make the best decisions for you to ensure that it does.
Yeah.
So why tracking matters for physique and performance, I've split it up into objective data, objective measurable data, and subjective internal feedback, we'll call it.
Yeah.
So the first thing, objectives, I thought we start with is body weight.
Yeah.
It's the one thing just universally across the board, it doesn't matter what, all shapes and sizes, it's really accessible, it's very accurate, if you do it properly, everyone can do it. Now, what we want to do is get trends. Body weight is all about trends, guys. It's not about that acute number when you stand on that scale and you're put all your value and all your worth and everything that you've done up until this point through that number. It's not for that, because your body mass is an influence of your hydration status, your stress levels, the food volume in your system. There's just so many things that are influencing it, and your body fat, your bones, and your muscles. We just need to understand that the more we use it, the better it actually becomes, and the more powerful it becomes, and the less you look at it and go,
less stressful it is.
The less you look at it and the less impactful it becomes too. I feel like it's that exposure thing for me, in my opinion. It's the more you step on it, you're just I can step on a scale and just go, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It's 400 up today. No worries.
Yeah.
Haven't taken a shit yet. Sweet.
Yeah. It'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I was doing some really funny and interesting things in my cart.
Me too.
Yeah. Just be get on, and I'm all right, I haven't pooped yet. And then I go to the bathroom and come back, and I'm God damn.
There's a few days where I was chasing all-time lows because I was it's fucking drive time.
Yeah. It's just espresso.
So it's 5 a.m., get up,
couple of prunes,
wait in the shower, coffee, work. So I was and then usually I'd go to the toilet I was training pretty much fast at the time, have my pre-workout and go to the gym.
Yeah.
But there's a poop in between. So I was have my coffee, and usually I'd have half a litre of water. I'm not having the water today. So I know I need a poop, and then that scale is going to be better.
That's it. So next one, I measurements. So I'm not putting these in priority. So next one's measurements. So it's circumference of your limbs and stuff. I think that is worth it for someone who has someone else do the measurements for them that's accurate. So as a personal trainer, when I was in a face-to-face setting, I was doing measurements with my clients, and I was very good at it. Yeah. But it was almost like you were a fucking tailor. You'd be here and and you'd wrap it around.
Do it in fucking 10 seconds.
Yeah. Where I've had people do their measurements, get their partner to do them or try to do them themselves. Yeah. And the variance is just too much. So you'll know in the first 1 to 2 weeks, that variance, and then it's most likely not worth it. But some people do like to use them because, if the circumference is going up in an area that you would like it to because you're trying to build it, it's obviously really good data to prove that that's happening. Yeah. And then if things are going down in the areas you want to, that's really good proof to, if that's the phase you're in and that's the ambition that, those things are happening as well. Yeah.
Working with, let's say, most of the people I work with are in healthy body fat ranges when they start looking to get to athletic. The waist and hip measurement is probably, you said in order of priority, it's probably the number one metric for me.
Yep.
So because you're lean enough to be able to hit that same spot every single week, if they're on the higher body fat range, Usually it's just hips.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what that's happening at the hip measurement because it's like the widest part of your hip, the widest part of your hip.
Yeah.
So yeah, I lean heavily into measurements. I prefer to have measurements than I would body weight in most cases.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's just coaching. My tip, if you're getting huge variance in your measurements, is take it 3 times, take the tape off, put it back on. If you have a big variance from last week, so say like your waist moved 2 centimeters, take the tape off, do it a total of 3 times, and then take the median. And then over time, you get more and more accurate.
Yeah.
And then, that for me is like body weights holding the same, especially having a lot of like novice to intermediates come through that never ate enough protein and that had shitty programs. And so often
you're going to recomp.
Get this recomp thing in the first like 3 to 6 months, and they're like, I'm not losing any weight. I'm like, brother, your
look at your
fucking
shape.
waist is...
Absolutely.
Especially when they're not lean enough to see weekly differences in pictures. So I think if you're athletic...
Yeah, they're also not skilled enough too.
Yeah.
Like, one of my clients yesterday was like, I feel like I haven't... He's like, I look the same. And then I was like, see that? Turn around, see the crease in your back? There's not one there. See the distance between your arm and your torso? That's bigger. Yeah. I'm like, see this, see that? And he's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's happening, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just, not the visual change that you were expecting.
Correct. Don't forget we have them.
Awesome. We'll do that soon.
Yeah. No rush.
No, on a roll. So my favorite, progress photos. I feel like they are the gold standard for body composition training because that is the net outcome that you're trying to achieve is to look better. Yeah. So you would like to have a reference point from the start to, along the way. The hardest part with progress photos, and there's a post coming out, I think next week on STCfit on how to take your progress photos. The hardest part is standardizing that. Yeah. It's like it needs to be in the same spot, same lighting, same distance from the camera, same position. Everything needs to be the same. The pose needs to be the same as well. So if you don't know how to actually, kind of flex your muscles and pose, it's fine. Yeah. Like just stand, in a standardized position, front, side, and back. I believe it's better if you can pose because it shows a lot more detail and shape. Agreed. Which is why in bodybuilding you do poses because it shows the silhouette better. But you can still get away with just like standardizing that pose. You need to be on like a clear backdrop and the light needs to be coming in on your body. They are the 2 things that are just absolutely, a must for progress photos. And then, just standardizing the distance. Yeah. So stay tuned for that post. But I like the idea of like, if you're in a build, maybe once a month, you can take progress photos. Some of my guys do them every week because it really keeps them honest. They don't like kind of send it on the food and shit. Yep. So my expectation is once a week, but they'll tell me, is fortnightly or monthly okay? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. In a cut, weekly. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I push for monthly. It's funny. I go the same way with the pictures. Too often they're too different to see week to week changes. So I'm like, do them once a month. And I will bring up the comparisons for them in a check-in. Yeah. More so either I need something from them. So it's like, one of my girls recently, we extended, she booked a holiday 2 or 3 weeks after we were supposed to end the cut. And I was like, just do longer? And she's like, yes. Yeah. Like, cool. Here's your pictures. This is what you've done so far. Yeah. Give me another 5 weeks. Let's go. Yeah. Or if it's just like, you can feel like they're not super happy with their progress or body weight's not moved the way that they want it to.
This is what you look like.
Measurements aren't really like selling the idea. It's like, okay, this is what you look like and this is what you look like now.
Yeah. Yeah, I never trend the week to weeks in the check-ins. I just get them to do it and then I'll assess them in my time separately. Yeah. But I'm also like bodybuilding coach because like when you're in prep and peak week, you do check-ins every day. Yeah. So you can see how their body changes. So I'm like, just across the board, I'm like, do your photos. Yeah. I'd look, honestly, the clients that get the best results for me do their photos every week.
Agreed. Yeah. I always suggest, I suggest doing them weekly from a habit standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say I need them monthly.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Because you want to have, I like the idea of just having the documentation as well. Yeah. Like over time. Because I always like to reference the start of a build and the current week. and then the start of a cut and the current week too. So it's not necessarily just like the distance of a month. Like, so, and in the app now, thanks to moi, we can, kind of slide across from that set photo, which is such a good tool, man.
Yeah.
Especially in a build, because you're like, okay, how's the physique changing in the direction that I want? So yeah, like, and you just want to have that visual standpoint. So I know people are like too scared to take the photo, like they're not happy with how they look at the start because like, they're about to start their journey or whatever. Take the photo.
Yeah.
I had a client lose like 40 kilos when I was doing PT, and she didn't take the photo, and she was kicking me. She was kicking herself, and she was like, and I was kicking her. Yeah. And almost like, would you take the local photo?
One of my girls, again, from the challenge, like 6 kilos, 7 centimeters off the waist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you have photos? She's like,
yeah.
I'm like, nothing. She found like a mirror, almost like a boomerang thing that she did for social media. Like, that's all we have. Yeah. She's like so upset that she doesn't have it. But
that's unfortunate.
Lesson for next time.
That's it. Take the photo, guys. Even if like sometimes with my clients who are at the start, they're not comfortable, especially when I was doing PT, I'm like, just take the photo, don't show me. Yeah. But here's how to take it. Yeah. And then, because no one cares once they've lost the weight. Like, who cares? This is what I used to look like. Like, Yeah. Like, but I get it. I get that it's uncomfortable. Because like I took photos last year when I first started my cut, and I was like, I'm not fucking showing anyone these. Yeah. But then once I was shredded, I was like, look at this fat prick. Yeah. All right. So training performance. Yep. Strength, reps, intensity, all of those things need to be tracked. Yep. Like RPE, I guess, is the easiest way to describe it. Mm-hmm. We need to have some form of logging of our performance over a training program. Because it's not just like, so you want to log your training performance because you need to see if it's working, like the program's being put together and it's effective. But what you also need to see is, are there other holes being, other holes open that we can fill, like in our nutrition or our lifestyle, that are affecting our recovery? Yeah. So there's just like so many things. And then also, I guess if you go down the totem pole again, you can get to a point where like you need to look at someone's technique and be like, hey, show me this and let's improve it. So it's like execution. It's, using your time and energy in the gym properly, seeing if the program is effective, and then seeing what your nutrition status is like and your lifestyle status and your recovery status to make sure all of those things are working. That is why you train, you follow a program. Yeah. And then from a physiological perspective, like our bodies get better when we do repeat activities. Yeah. Think about anything that you need to learn and you weren't great at it. You got better at it by repetition. So it like over here as well, we're going to get better results doing a program and following it for a bit. Yeah. So as I know, the pushback on that is like, well, I'll do like random workouts and because it's fun and entertaining and, whatever.
Yeah. Psychologically being able to beat last week is everything.
Yeah. And if you want to look at those people, like if you see those people that get those really good results and you're just like, I wish I had that. 9 out of 10 of them are following program. Yeah. And the 10th one's like, just super genetically blessed. Which still, they still have a program. Yeah. It's just in their head. Yeah. Because like people are like, oh, bodybuilders don't follow a program. And then you go watch their YouTube and they're like, oh, I need to do like 3 sets of this. And last week I did like 155. And this week, like it's all in their head because they literally live and breathe just do it every day. So their program's in here. So they're still following a program. It's just, in a roundaboutish way. But you need to, I'm of the belief that when the training is good, when the training performance is there, everything else hums. Yeah. Very rarely will I have someone who's like, I've got my mindset right and I've got my nutrition right and now my training is good. It's my training is good.
Everything else.
My mindset is fucking unshakable. Yeah. And my nutrition, my training's good, my nutrition's good, and my mindset is unshakable. That's usually the order. Yeah. So I'm always like leaning into the gym, like as the cornerstone of absolutely everything.
Yeah, well, it changes your behavior. You know that yourself. Like, if training's going well, you're going to perform. Yeah. You're going to behave differently outside of the gym as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we get stuck into nutrition, we're going to have a little bit of nutrition ourselves.
What a segue.
Yeah,
proud of
don't
you.
worry,
I'm proud
brother.
of you.
I got this, man.
You didn't have it built
So
in, but
this
you
episode
adapted well.
is brought to you by FODBOTS, and we are eating the hazelnut mocha protein bar.
I don't know if I've had this one.
No, neither. So I'm going to let you eat it because we don't want the lots of humps on the pod. I'm going to eat that in between, I think. So
Macros?
this one is 13 grams of protein, and we have 232 calories, 12 grams fat, 16 grams carbs. So a decent in-between meal for the day, I reckon, or a small person food, or Ben's dessert.
I'm about it.
That's Ben's dessert, really. Could eat that as the last meal of the day.
Yeah.
Because it's the
Slightly
same
less
as Ninja
protein,
Creamy.
but pretty close.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah?
It's the coffee to chocolate ratio.
Oh, because it's mocha.
Is
Yeah.
The chocolate to protein, the chocolate to
Right.
coffee ratio
All right, you got me.
is very good.
All right, you got me.
We have to compare. We
You
can't
got me.
Only just one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm about that. Very Moorish, this one.
I like that one better than... Oh, yeah. The hazelnut's good, man. I like hazelnut, too. I like how it actually tastes like food.
Food.
Yeah. Like, sometimes I just get over the overly fake, like the goo, like the caramel and all that. You're like, this is just chemicals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't taste. It's like I'm not one of those dudes that's like worried about, but it's like it just doesn't taste that good.
That good, yeah. This is up there with any so far.
Yeah, all the nut ones are fab.
Yeah.
And then what was the one with the coconut? That was fantastic.
Very, just very different.
Coconut lemon, I think it was. Yeah, that was really good. Actually, I reckon that one's top 3, coconut lemon.
Yeah.
And then the peanut butter one, and that one's pretty good too.
Yeah, the chocolate peanut butter.
Yeah. So there you go, guys.
Put that top 3.
FODBOTS. Go check them out.
Yep.
Follow them. Give them a follow on Instagram. So moving on to nutrition. Like, talk about this so much. Calories, macros, adherence. You know. And then if you are, I've got internal feedback after this, so we'll just leave it at that for now because these are the objectives. It's like this is what we did.
Yep.
So calories, macros, adherence have to be tracked because if you're in a build, we need to see if we've got enough protein and calories to facilitate the growth of muscle tissue and obviously in performance. If we're in a fat loss phase, we need adequate amounts of protein, but less calories to drive fat loss.
Yep.
And then if those things aren't moving in the direction that we want, we need to see how good the adherence was, because if the adherence was there and all the other metrics suggest that we've hit a bit of a plateau, we need to make an adjustment to move things in the direction that we want. So if you're not tracking your nutrition and you're just like eating healthy, avoiding sweeteners, like avoiding, the nasties and all that stuff, like unfortunately, like that doesn't, neglects the law of thermodynamics. Like it's still a process of energy in, energy out from, a body mass perspective.
Yep.
And you need to be tracking those things and then obviously tracking your macros because those things are going to facilitate the change in the composition of your physique in the way that you want, as well as improve your performance and your recovery in the gym.
Yeah. It's just so much harder to get a result when you're not doing it.
Yeah. 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 And like, how do you track your nutrition? MyFitnessPal, using some form of tracking app's a good place to go, and then following a meal plan and then finding somewhere in between, like we spoke about last week. Like, I think those two methods and then like the hybrid method in between, like a half of both, is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah. I think, and this is exactly what I do with my clients, every single client that signs up, go and build yourself a meal plan in MyFitnessPal based on the calories, macros that you need, the foods you like, and the times that you can and are willing and able to eat.
Yep.
Do that for 7 days. If you're reactive on the weekend, that's fine. Still be proactive in the morning. If you're going to go to a restaurant, you log it before you get there, that kind of thing. Every single client I have worked with that's done that has had incredible success.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also are the ones that you see in 3 years that are still in shape.
Yeah. I agree.
Because when they come off the tracking, they still know.
Yeah, that's it. I'm so good at eyeballing my food. Like, I get it. There's like a 10%, 20% variance when you eyeball it, but it's like I'm pretty good at just like mimicking the portions if I needed to, and that just comes from, what do I do, like 1,000 days tracking on MyFitnessPal or something in a row.
Yeah,
it's just like, you kind of learn some shit.
Yeah, but most people
if you pay attention.
Most people don't know. Like what we just said about the protein part, most people don't understand even what that means in context.
No, absolutely not.
It's like, it's 12 grams of protein, it's 10 grams of fat, it's 15 grams of carbs. It's like, what does that...
Yeah. And then the other thing as well is like, what changes can you make when you're not making the progress that you want?
Agreed.
Because let's be real. Let's paint the most common scenario. I'm hitting the gym 5 days a week. I'm eating healthy. I'm eating meals that like my, Fitspo eats because I followed them on their Instagram and they look good. Mm-hmm. I'm still not losing. I'm still not gaining. I'm still not performing the way I want. And then what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah.
So it's like, I've got to cut a meal out. I've got to remove this food group. Yeah. I've got to do more. So I've got to add cardio after every weight session. Mm-hmm. I've got to go 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, I can't keep this up forever. I'm hungry. I'm tired. There's a bag of Doritos there. No, I've eaten the cupboard out of everything. Yeah. I feel shit. I'm going to fast now. Mm. And then the fucking, the cycle just repeats itself, bro. And it's like, you spoke about how people put on that like 3 to 5 kilos each year just from around Christmas and stuff. When you're in that perpetual cycle, you probably put on 1 to 2 kilos every week.
Yeah.
And then
lose it.
And then,
lose it and gain it.
Yeah. And then you just never get anywhere.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the most common scenario with at least the people I work with. That slow progressive weight gain comes from doing the right thing during the week.
And doing the wrong thing.
And then you've basically put yourself in a position that you're in a severe deficit without knowing. Mm. Then you get into a position where there's social pressure, discomfort, on top of your body's actually like, brother, I'm fucking hungry. Mm. And then there's a pizza in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's not the right thing. They're doing something that's effective, but it's that effective that it comes at a cost.
Yeah, sorry. The air quotes weren't.
Yeah, because just sending the message.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it, I'm going to starve myself.
Yeah. Yeah, doing the right thing in terms of like they are eating good foods. And
yeah.
I try to eat protein. And it's like you have a look at their diet and they're like, brother, you eat 1,100 calories a day. Mm. And that's why you have 4,000 on Saturday.
That's why you can't keep, you can sustain it. So yeah. Tracking nutrition, super important.
It's funny, we used to sell that as like metabolic adaptation.
Yeah.
Like you're driving your metabolic rate down and then it's like, no, you're just eating too much.
Yeah.
Over a 7-day period, you're eating too much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've debunked like even metabolic damage. I don't think it exists.
Yeah.
Sleep. So just quantity of the sleep. Like if you can go deep on it, like smart watches and get balls deep on the quality and all that kind of stuff. Like if you've got the technology, have a go with it. I just don't know how far down that route is you go that's worth it. Like I know there's some people out there that have mastered their sleep protocol to show the quality of their sleep. I just I know when I was tracking it, there were times when I felt okay and it said I wasn't rested properly. Yeah. And then it's I'm like, am I okay?
Yeah.
It's sometimes I'm like, how valuable is that? Like, should I do the workout? Should I not? So I still think you need to have landmarks of how much time you're laying in bed.
Yeah.
At the very least. So it's go and lie in bed for 8 to 9 hours. Mm-hmm. Try not to spend a significant amount of that time on your phone. Mm-hmm. So yeah. That I like the idea of 7 to 8 hours a night.
Yeah, I just look at time. I have the Garmin and I only look at the time.
Yeah, and I think time lying down is the first place.
Yeah,
it's not the gold standard.
Yeah,
but I think
that does sleep, which I think is just heart rate dependent.
Yeah, well, it'll measure how. I think my watch measures how long I'm lying down and then how long I'm sleeping because your heart rate drops once you're asleep, so it knows when you're asleep because it'll go significantly below what your average is. So they're the objective ones. We've got progress photos, body weight measurements, training performance, nutrition, and sleep. And guess what, guys? There's still more. Mm. So now we move to the subjectives, which we call them internal feedback. So this is hey, you tell me how you feel about X, Y, and Z. So we talk about training performance and how that person feels like they went during the week. because we need to see how they feel like they're recovering. Like, are they struggling with any movements? Are things going great? What's positive? What's positively going on in the gym? And then we also talk about their nutrition and give us a bit of a debrief on why you ranked or how you went with nutrition, your digestion, your energy levels, like those types of things. So there's really like nutrition overall, energy, and digestion in this, as well. So you've got more there. Then I put like desire. So we always talk about like motivation, drive for training, the drive to, keep working towards their goals, those types of things. And then after that, I've got just like overall feedback.
Yep.
Which is like, how do you feel like you're progressing towards your goals? Like, or it's even like troubleshooting.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like you're progressing towards your goals? Are there any obstacles that you faced in the last 7 days or past week or so? And then once you have all of this information, we have everything we need to assess like, okay, here's the plan. We've mapped it out for the person. This is where we're at in that said plan with this implementation of this program and this nutrition protocol, etc. And this is the feedback over here of like how effective that is. We now have all of this to overlap and go, is Ben moving in the direction that he wants?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Is there anything here that he addressed that we could, it's a compliance or adherence issue? Oh yeah, he did say that like, he's dropped the ball a little bit on his breakfast and he hasn't hit his macros every day. So let's try and find a strategy.
Not me, guys. Not me.
Let's try and find a strategy for that. Or it's like, nope, he's nailing everything. And it's like things still aren't moving in the direction that he wants. Okay, great.
Yeah.
It looks like we need to make an adjustment, based on the goal and the timeline. That is how you get the results. Yeah. That is the cornerstone of every physique transformation that you guys will see and want to have. Like, if you don't track these data points, you're absolutely just guessing.
Yep.
And I don't know about you. I'd like to have logical decisions to, kind of frame everything from and get a better result in a shorter timeline.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I have nothing to add to that now.
Yeah. Oh, well, I nailed it then. So we're going to wrap up, but I wanted to read. So I'm going to try and end the podcast on a motivational note. This isn't a fucking play Rocky quotes shit at the end. But I just like the idea of just having something to send everybody off with that's super positive. So I heard this on a podcast and I love the sentiment, and I know it won't apply to everyone, but I feel like there's still some value to take out of it. So it says, remember to strive to be the best at whatever it is, because when it's all said and done, we'll realize we had the same tools, the same gifts, and the same talents as everyone else. If we give it all we've got, we'll be satisfied with all we have achieved.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, it really hit me when I heard it. It's like a bodybuilder who's his cousin who they're really tight, and he said that to him on his way up, and like he passed away and shit, and he's like, I read it every day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I fucking love that.
Yeah.
So there you go. Thanks for listening, guys. As always, like, share, and follow depending on the platform you're on. Share out the podcast to other people like yourselves. Let us know what you want to hear about next. Give us some feedback on the podcast and the topics and stuff that we've been discussing. Send some questions through. Get on the website. Check out Strong and Lean in 16. Jump on a call with me if you want to transform your physique in the next 16 weeks. We'll map out a plan for you, and we'll see if we're a right fit. And thank you so much for listening.